Let's all cough together. You'll have one big mega cough. 'Cause we're coughing for the future, I guess. I don't know. I had a good start. I didn't know where that one was going.
How are we going to be able to get it in the hole? That's the question. That is the million-dollar question. It's not as easy to get in the hole as you think. Okay, come on. Come on. Get. Ah, shit. Oh, well. It was a valiant attempt. But yeah, I think we're going to need something a little more specialized. Although, we could try to back it in. Come on. Come on. So close. Ah. Yes. Oh God, so close. Come on, just go in. Oh yes, the tip is in. That counts. That totally counts. Okay. Ah. Okay, come on. No. We're right there. Right there. Oh, we're so close. We're so close. Yes! Hallelujah! Ah, fuck yeah. I love having sex with she-males.
When a humble turd graced a ride along with Michael J. Crawford, along came this song. The turdistan he fought, a bedridden devil, his army of clones at his jar did they revel. They came after us, crossed the borderline, took all our orphans to send down their minds, while the feathered beast read out the above. So cried the trekker, this madness must stop. Toss a coin to your trekker, oh planet of plenty, oh planet of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your trekker, oh planet of plenty. Vile Kurogans fled and hid what they had stole. Every orphan was shackled and kept in the cold. But he did not relent, the Turd King was hell-bent. He slayed the Kurogans, then to Bird's house he went. And with a mighty blow, he struck that button red. The mighty bird folded into by his bed. That's my epic tale, our champion prevailed. So let's drink a toast with some Romulan ale. Toss a coin to your trekker, oh planet of plenty, oh planet of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your trekker, oh planet of plenty, oh planet of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your trekker, oh planet of plenty, oh planet of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your trekker, the greater distance.
Muted. Yep, there we go. Now I'm unmuted. Man, I am just having some trouble with the mute button lately. And let me also... And yes, Bird. See, I actually saw it before you sent me the message, but thank you. And getting that. Alright. Sorry, I'm a little tired, honestly. You know, I'm this way every Thursday. Next Thursday will be the last Thursday of Picard, so we'll, you know, get some rest starting next week. Although the thing that sucks is with my schedule changing, next Thursday is going to be the toughest week for the entire Picard run, because up until, up through today, my schedule has been Wednesdays and Thursdays off, which, even though I hate those particular days off, it's worked out well for Picard, because I'd be off Wednesday, I'd take a nap Wednesday evening, and then Thursday get up at 1 o'clock in the morning, watch Picard, do the live stream with Bird and all that, and then take another nap Thursday during the day, which I just got up from, which is why I'm a little groggy right now. And that's all fine and dandy, but because of the outbreak of the Corona-19, then what they're doing is, where I work, they're changing everybody's schedule, and so next week I will actually be working Monday through Friday, which means that if I'm going to do a live stream for the final episode of Picard, which I kind of feel I have to because I've done every episode thus far, then I'm going to have to just go without sleep that night. So it's going to be rough next Thursday evening. I may not do a live stream next Thursday evening. Also, this time is going to be closer to the regular live stream time for at least the next couple of weeks, from my understanding, because again, they're changing my schedule. While I did not work today, I purposely, and in fact, usually on Thursdays, I stream later in the day only because I have a church thing that I go to on Thursday nights, but that's canceled. So that's no longer a scheduling conflict. And since I'll be working on Thursdays and I'm off at approximately 7 p.m. Central Standard, it's 7:45 right, or 7:49 right now. So I'll be streaming sometime around this time, pretty much every day, starting next week, and in fact probably starting tomorrow. I understand we're on the new schedule tomorrow, so I apologize. Nothing I could do about it, and of course I know we all have to make adjustments. This is nothing compared to what some people are going through. I know that many of you are struggling right now, both financially and with your health and all that, and so my heart's out to each and every one of you that where your lives have been impacted by this outbreak, whether it's just an inconvenience or something serious. And I know at least one person that's a regular here, who's actually here right now, that was diagnosed positive. So that really sucks. So I get it. It's gonna be an adjustment for everybody. I'm not gonna cry a river of tears for me. I'm just letting you guys know what the plan is, kind of, sort of. So to the chat we go. And by the way, yes, you know, my allergies are still kicking up a storm. I'm taking the Allegra, which I have to take pretty much every day. And no, it's not Corona-19. It is my allergies. I know the difference. And it sucks because everybody started mowing their lawns, and so now the allergies are just kicking into overdrive. Which is great, because if I go anywhere, everybody thinks I have the coronavirus. Rock Solid is first in the house. Good to see you, Rock Solid, even though you're kind of a dick. 47 Yorktown says hello. Jagerbomb says hi. Aberjam says second, although you're technically fourth. Mark says hi. T is in the house, says good evening. Josh Street says weird times. Don't tell us you've been brainwashed into joining Bird Shemale Harem. No, I have definitely not. That will, in fact, never happen. And let me see, I just want to make sure that wasn't something important, like from Mrs. Anti-Trekker. When do I get a text? Oh, no, it's my friend Danny. I'll respond to him in a little bit. Anyway, Rock Solid says we'll be back in 4 minutes 30 seconds because he's a dick. Rock Solid, don't you mean in 2 hours? Yeah, really. Greetings from Columbus, Ohio, says Mike Richards. Aberjam is in the house. Aberjam, you may notice that many in the nerd community are now using theme songs provided by Aberjam, because Aberjam loves doing parody music. I'm still telling you, Aberjam, you and Piano Dean have got to get together, getting some of this stuff produced nice and professional like. Iron Wolf says, hey, Flurkin and Porg, exotic pets and more. Love that name, says nice. Stuart says, hello, hope all is well in London. It's starting to get nuts. Young people are burning down buses and raiding shops as they try to take all the food. That's crazy. So we're actually getting rioting and looting now in London? Oh, man, that's not good. Averjam says the tip is always in. Well, when it comes to bird, that's probably true. JD says shenanigans engaged. Wolverine says howdy, Mr. Friend. Slow mode, buddy. Staying healthy, I hope. I'm doing my best. Like I said, I got the allergy thing going, but I'm all right. Stuart says, I'll be at work. A lot of places are closed to stop from getting bad, but I'm a night florist and I work on something. And LDG Pixel says, Andy Tricker. And I will respond with LTG. Good to see you. And the Fed throws 10 Australian dollars in. Thank you so much. And says, hello.
Down outpost down under. Streets be quiet down here like a scene of The Walking Dead here in SE Queensland. Might amuse you to know Tasmania is locked down even to the other states.
Wow. So Tasmania is locked down. How? That's crazy. All right, and so let me, and I saw Captain Foley, or is it Captain Foley or Commander Cockings? It looks like someone's, Samuel. So good to see you, Commander. And says, hey, it was great to have you on the other night. It was about 1 a.m. here, already very sleepy. Have fun live. Thank you, my friend. And thank you for having me on. It was a lot of fun, Commander. And now that I am known as the official ambassador from Turkestan on your channel, thank you. And Fed, putting... Australian dollars, you know what that means.
Is what you Americans would call Alabama or Mississippi. But that's our Tasmania. They're all effed up down there. And you think Foster's is Australian beer, but it's shit? No.
And thank you, Fed. I do appreciate it. And I know that, honestly, I get it. A lot of people that do Super Chat regularly, if you can't now, do not feel guilty or anything like that. I always encourage people, give when you can, don't give when you can't. As much as I could use the help, I also understand that everybody is struggling a little bit right now. Aberjam says, for those who say mankind is ready for full disclosure of aliens, just look out the window and see how we react to the common cold. We're not remotely ready. Mr. Wolverine loves the toss a coin song. Yes, that is, I still think, Aberjam's best. Commodore Ty says, hello, how you doing? And then, there's the no sound, sorry, and stop pulling a bird of prey. I know, I completely blew it there. We hope it's the last of Picard, but we know it has a second season. Well, I mean the last of season 1. And I don't hate Picard season 1, but it really should have been better. Springtime says, how's it going in quarantine? Well, we're kind of not, we're not really quarantined, but we're just kind of isolating voluntarily, involuntarily, because everywhere that me and Mrs. Antrigger would normally go is closed, and so the only time we would leave the house right now is to go to the store, and that's pretty much it. And I work from home, so yeah, we're just kind of naturally isolated. Antrigger could confirm reports of some UK pharmacy charging 10 times normal price for wow. I don't know what that is. Farcitamol and other household remedies. That's not good. That's not good. Springtime says we have 9 confirmed cases in Alaska, but it's so far, but it's still safe. Well, and that's the thing, the 9 confirmed cases. And the funny thing about this virus is that for most people, it's not severe. Most people that contract this virus will probably never go to the doctor. Mad Max 4 real in London. That is really scary. That genuinely, I hope that things settle down quickly. And this is where I get kind of frustrated with this whole mess. Because honestly, while I'm not making light of the virus, I understand that the virus is serious, but then so is the freaking flu, right? And I know people are like, how dare you compare it to a flu? Well, no, it's actually very similar to a flu as far as what it can do to you. And also, like the flu, most people that contract it are perfectly fine. But they're making the media is making such a frenzy out of it that all these governments are now shutting down stuff, and it's creating an economic I don't even know what to say, an economic upheaval that quite frankly could destroy the worldwide economy. And it's crazy. It's truly crazy. I know the pain of the bird Australian well. Pat's sound canceling earmuffs. Darren says, how are you today? I'm hanging in there, Darren. Thank you for asking. Stuart says, from this weekend, the army is being moved in to help people in London. Plus, young people in London are dumb. They don't understand how to use a phone book. Well, most people don't understand how to use a phone book anymore. And Darren says, this whole beer virus feels like massive misdirection to me. What about you? It feels like a gross overreaction. And one that, like I said, has some crazy, crazy repercussions. And let's see. You should have said about the other live stream didn't release, would have stopped earlier. I'm not sure what you mean there, Commander. And then... Springtime says, breaking news, state government of Alaska has declared war against Bird of Prey 5 and its evil country, but the UN is saying it's unfair as we can easily beat them. That's true. Mr. Pete says, gotta go, bye all. Nice to see you, Mr. Pete, and have a good one. Piano Dean, hey, speaking of, I hope you are okay, my friend, says, I think this is what causes the cataclysm in the road. Yeah, no kidding. But the thing is, it's not the virus, it's the panic over the virus. Can you listen to my friend's radio drama? I'm pretty sure The Matrix ripped it off, has familiar Star Trek voices. Well, senor, if you send it to me via Twitter or my Discord, I will eventually get to it. It might take me some time because I'm backed up on messages, I will tell you. But do send it to me and I will check it out sooner or later. Fun fact, we jumped 50 new cases of Wuhan flu, prove me wrong, in Queensland, biggest increase in the country in one day. Well, I will say this, Fed, it's actually not a flu. It's the coronavirus is actually, SARS is an actual outbreak of the coronavirus from the past. So it's not a flu. It's a totally different type of virus. Piano Dean says, when this is over, they just need to have all the credit card companies hit a button and everyone start over with a zero balance. That would be nice, but it ain't going to happen. I mean, I get what you're saying, but yeah, I don't know what they can do at this point because it's not like printing money's not the answer. That'll end up just causing hyperinflation. So I don't know. You should have said about the appearance on my live stream. It would have stopped the Trek Yard stream earlier, so you could have gone over to that, but you did not mention it. Oh, on the Midnight's Edge, that's what you meant. That's all right, no biggie. I'm on Midnight's Edge every week. I don't get to be on Trek Yards that often, so that's okay. Since the media and governmental reaction to the beer virus is so disproportionate, I can't help but think they are diverting our attention from something else. Well, I don't know what it could be. The EU has now closed its doors. No one in, no one out. The bug is the fall of the EU. Well, it's not just the EU, Stuart. It's everywhere is doing this. There are travel bans popping up all over the world right now, which is going to kill the airline industry. The cruise industry is dead. The resort industry is dead. Tourist towns like where Piano Dean works, dead. And it'll ripple throughout the entire economy. Side note, Bird of Prey 5 named a war criminal down under for weaponizing Bird Australian. I'm not surprised. And Springtime says, with all the airlines grounding most of their aircraft, the world is effectively on lockdown. Exactly. Bird says, almost 4,000 new cases in New York City alone today because we're finally testing widespread. I expected it will double every day for a while. I would not be surprised because New York is so densely packed. Yeah, and the thing is, if they tested everyone, I mean, yeah, the number of cases would go up several-fold overnight, but that would just include a lot of the people that are not, having severe symptoms. What am I printing? I am actually, unfortunately, the last print that I did failed. All I managed to do was get the eyes of what I was printing before the print failed. But this was this is something I will return to after this print. But what's going on right now is Baby Groot, actually. Aberjan says, despite the anti-Trump rhetoric still flooding the media, I think the economic damage from the virus will practically guarantee his re-election. Only he can fix the markets fast. Well, the funny thing is they've even suspended some of the primaries. He may win by default at this point. Okay, phew, it was a lot of fun. Please stay well. You too, Commander, and get some rest. Amanda Sands asking if it was Foley or Cockings. It was Cockings. Jaeger says, a cloud silver lining to all this. People realize the importance of the Second Amendment. We need customs and borders. Globalism doesn't work, and communist China are assholes. I think there's some truth to that, Jaeger. I do. Stuart says, Italy has now the most high infection rate and the deaths taken over China. Have they? I haven't looked recently. Let me see. Because generally it's kind of depressing, so let's see. 17 map. And there's like several of these websites that track it. Is this it? No, that's not it. Hold on. Let's try the Corona, CNBC. And Cedric puts $5 in. Thank you so much, Cedric. That's just United States. Dang it, where is that stupid map? Let's see, TripAdvisor. Yeah, TripAdvisor, that's probably not a good place to go right now. Postphone, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to stress over it. What Star Trek Online episode does this virus remind you is 2 episodes.
I got him! Great kid! Don't get cocky!
What toe episode does this virus remind you as 2 episodes?
I don't know what you're talking about there, Cedric. But then again, I don't play a lot of Star Trek Online. So I assume there is an outbreak of it in one of the stories or something. CDC. No, let's see. That's just going to show. Come on. I had the stupid map up earlier. New York Times, Johns Hopkins. Are you printing the Millennium Falcon and sort? No, it is Baby Groot. All right, here we go. So let me bring up. So here's the current worldwide map. So with China, we have 3,251 deaths. With Italy, 3,405. So Italy is actually has more deaths than China, which, assuming that the infection rate is relatively accurate to each other, means that in Italy it's twice as deadly as China. But a big part of that is no doubt because Italy has an elderly population in comparison to China. And let's see. Josh says, hi, Mrs. Anti-Trekker. Is she? Oh, did she? Oh, she did wave at everybody. Hey, babe. Hope you're safe and having a good day. She's very popular today. Everybody's calling her because she's got such a soothing voice. I think that's all it is. Cedric meant he may have meant Star Trek original series rather than online. Well, if you meant original series, I thought of the Naked Time, and I've been making jokes about that because that really bothers Mrs. Anti-Trek. That whole when they get that itchy feeling, and yeah. If that's what you meant. But the second episode, or if you mean there are 2 episodes, well, you could mean the TNG The Naked Now, which was a sequel to it. Let's see. Stuart says, got the info from family who work in the medical field and they've been kept updated. Cool. Springtime says, just remember that you were warned by the State Department not to travel outside the country, even Canada. Sadly, I'm not joking. Hey, that's actually, the thing is that, what I think that this gross overreaction, I think that what they should have done is said, hey, this is a serious outbreak. Don't forget to wash your hands, maybe not hang out in crowded rooms and stuff like that, but not force bars to shut down and crap like that. That's where I have a problem. Ozzy says, I am Groot. Indeed. I'm looking forward to painting this one with the airbrush, because I think that putting the green moss and the deep shadows and stuff on Groot, that'll be fun. So I'll be probably painting him next week. Let's see. China reported today no new infections. Yeah, apparently China has peaked, but China's also done some severe restrictions to try and keep it from spreading any further, which is smart. Piano Dean says, I'm going to try to do some live streams from home, playing requests for people, and hopefully some gratuities come my way. Excellent idea, Piano Dean. Excellent idea. And if I can help you with that in any way, you let me know, my friend. And in fact, I'll tell you what we'll do. And if this sounds okay with you, Piano Dean, I'm absolutely serious here. We will set up so that people can kind of see what you're capable of. We'll do a live stream like where I'll host it on my channel, and you can do the request from here. Anything that comes in, I'll send over to you, and that way hopefully get you some more exposure, because your channel doesn't have a lot of subscribers, but you could benefit from that. And if you're up to that, assuming that I'm correct about my schedule, we could do that this weekend, because it sounds like I'm not going to be working on Saturday or Sunday, but I'm not 100% sure until I work tomorrow. If that sounds like something you'd be interested in, let me know, and I will send you word as soon as I know what my schedule is going to be for this weekend. Italy is also overrun, and anyone over 65 not permitted to go to the hospital to get treated. That's crazy. Baby Groot, enter. All you need is a stick and a 3D print with a POTS. All you need is a stick, like 3D print with a POTS. Okay. David Hogg, remember that twerp managed to get himself in the news this week by tweeting F Trump's National Day of Prayer. Whatever. People are stupid for that. Here's the thing. I know, Trump is kind of a dick, right? I'm not defending Trump. I'm not a fan of Trump. I didn't vote for Trump. But I didn't vote for Hillary either. That being said, at the early stages of this, Trump was saying, hey, it's not that big a deal and all that, and he was trying to basically keep people calm. Now, because the media decided, no, panic, and everything is falling apart. And, and granted, maybe if Trump was a little more eloquent, he could have, or the media just liked him more, that we wouldn't be in the mass hysteria we are right now. And Aberjam saying hi to Mrs. Anti-Checker. Aberjam, you do need to do a song about the lovely Mrs. Anti-Checker. In fact, try Aberjam. You know what I would love for you to do, because this is one of my favorite songs. Do "She's Always a Woman" by Billy Joel about Mrs. Anti-Checker. In Canada, we basically have an unofficial lockdown. Oh man. Ozzy says, good job in the Trek Yard stream. You and Commander butt heads more than you and Foley. I hope you got a share of the profits, because they were rolling it away more than usual. No, I didn't get any of their super chats, but I'm glad, because they did actually get a decent surge of not just the super chats, but a good sized audience. We were up to over 350 people watching, and I'm happy. If I can help Trek Yards out, I'm honored that I'm able to help out Trek Yards, because holy crap, they're a large channel compared to me. So if I can, and yeah, I think that Commander Cockings and I, while we butted heads a little bit, clearly in a friendly way, we clearly had some fun with it, and that's what butting heads should be like. We don't have to all be pissed off at each other and think that the other person is freaking Adolf Hitler just because we disagree. Don't trust China. China's an asshole, says Yeager. Fortunately, us U.S. citizens living abroad can come back if we want to cool it in quarantine for $3,000 a day. Well, I think that letting U.S. citizens come back is, I'll be honest with you, I'm against it. If you're going to quarantine, frickin' quarantine. Just do it right. Do not say, oh, we're going to make exceptions for, because as soon as, you know, people can be asymptomatic and bring the virus in, and you know it's already too late at this point. Quarantine is ultimately ineffective if there's already you know, the virus already exists in almost every major country on the planet and in every state of the US. We can't trust any of the numbers coming from China. Perhaps not, but you know, we'll see. Two things about Italy and China. China lies, and Italy probably has way more immune compromise that didn't die in the past years from all those ills. True. In Anchorage, all restaurant and bars are takeout only. Yeah, see, and springtime, I gotta say, while I got, it's prudent to only do takeout, although quite, you know, and I mean, it is, but at the same time, it is not okay for the government to force that on people. That's where I have a big problem. It's not the suggestion of doing takeout only. It's forcing them to do takeout only. You know, when we give up our freedoms voluntarily, I don't care if, you know, people, I know there are some people that are screaming conspiracy. It doesn't matter if it's a conspiracy or not. When we lose those freedoms, good luck getting them back. I still need to go to work in all this mess. People need pest control for health reasons and production of vital medications. That's true. And Piano Dean loves the idea. All right, Piano Dean, I will send you a message via Twitter as soon as I know what's going on with my weekend schedule. And, I mean, Saturday would probably be ideal, but we could do it Sunday afternoon, too. Donald Trump said, no trust China. China's an asshole. Commodore says, I'd like to be featured on your channel. Well, what you done? And, I mean, you know, just asking. Mrs. A-Trick who's talking to Aberjam. Everybody's going gaga over. And here's the thing, you know what? And I'm absolutely serious about this, Commodore Ty, or anybody else. If you want, you know, you notice, you know, I'm putting out one, sometimes two videos a week. Darren's putting out a video every week. Rock Solid's putting out a video every week. And then occasionally I get videos from Dr. Alex or Edson Ricky and stuff like that. If you, and by the way, there's also a guy that's working on a video for me right now that none of you ever heard of that I'm really excited about if his video comes out as good as I hope. But the if you want to put a video up to be featured on the channel, absolutely send you know, let me see what you're capable of. If the quality of it is good enough, we will absolutely make it work. And by the way, tomorrow morning, our first ever Vile Mike collaboration video will go live. Part 1 will be on Vile Mike's channel, and Part 2 will be on my channel. So I'm all for doing collaborations, guys. I absolutely am. It helps get the community growing and exposure to a lot of you guys. Not to mention, you know, and I do share revenue with those of you that put stuff up on the channel. By the way, Darren, you'll probably get your $8 this weekend, assuming Google pays on time, which I don't know if they will, but they usually pay on the 21st of the month. Stuart says the police in Italy are using drones to shout at people for breaking quarantine. Yeah, they're serious about it. And I told you the airbrush would be more enjoyable, more control with the airbrush. You'll get more experience, and then pick yourself a better unit. Yeah, I'm actually really enjoying the. You know, like I gotta say, the first two that I painted. Well, of course. I keep forgetting because of green screen. It's funny because the first two things I painted are both primarily green. Rather stupid of me, actually. But if I turn the green screen off, so we have the Baby Yoda here. I think this was the first ever airbrush paint job I ever did. And I'm trying to get the autofocus to kick in. I think came out pretty good. And then Hulk, I think came out even better. And so, you know, and hopefully my skills will continue to improve. Unless I just really suck and I hit my limit. All right. I'll give it the British try. And Pierre Dino says, I will do She's Always One for Mrs. Anti-Trigger live this weekend. I'm sure she will love that. Exactly 0 things have changed in my life because of this, other than telling my friends to stop freaking out. Well, that's something. And Mrs. Anti-Trigger's taking off. She's getting dinner ready for Joshua, and actually I'm going to be having some too in a little bit. French, Luke Dom says, French here, restaurants are closed. Yeah, see, I don't like it. I do not like the draconian measures being taken by our various governments saying, oh yeah, everybody, close down all the restaurants, close down, nightclubs or whatever. I understand that it makes sense, right? You're talking about a public health risk and all that, and you're saying, oh my God, if you go to a crowded place, you're more likely to get infected. That is totally true. But that doesn't mean people don't have the right to do it. And you're doing it for a disease that for most people that would be going to nightclubs and stuff are not going to be severely affected. And so, here's the problem, and this is where I talk about the hard truth of some of this stuff, right? Is that the combined forces of the media and the worldwide governments are effectively destroying the economy of the planet to save a few lives, to hopefully prevent a few people from getting infected. And the problem is that really, I hate to say this, but you got to be pragmatic at some point. You cannot destroy the planet to save a few people. At some point, you've got to say the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. And LGD Pixels puts $2 in. Thank you so much, my friend. I do truly appreciate it. And no comment, just the money, and that's awesome. And says, Arge, for some reason. Not sure why.
Hello, world.
And then I think we need to get sick and recover to get immunity. Otherwise, everyone will say stay vulnerable. That's actually true. Axonar says #truth. New Zealand has a universal. If you're coming to their country, you have to spend 14 days alone, even if you are a citizen of New Zealand. Okay. Although he fumbled at some, Trump's approach was right. Downplay to prevent panic and then reassure affirmative action when the chips are down. Exactly. And yeah, I know Trump is not an eloquent speaker, right? I'm not, and I get that. But at the same time, yes, it was the right idea. He just didn't do it particularly well. And we will weather this storm. I agree, but you know what words really ring more true now than ever before is a former president of the United States who once was very famous for saying, we have nothing to fear but fear itself. And the world right now is falling apart at the seams because we are fearing fear. Axonar says that is cool as F. I assume you're talking about the paintings. Thank you. Darren says, $8, woohoo! I bet I can get laid now. Well, yeah, okay. If you can get laid for $8, you might rethink your life choices there. Coronavirus is going to be the least of your worries. I just uploaded my first couple of gaming videos on YouTube. You can see how fast the Newfie actually does talk, and FYI, DaVinci Resolve is a tough nut to crack. DaVinci Resolve is a tough nut to crack, but once you get it, it's really good. What do you think are the odds that Picard getting to pull into the android that Tilly 2.0 is helping with? What do you think the odds are of Picard getting to pull into the android that Tilly 2.0? Mr. Trent, I'm not sure exactly. Maybe it's just I didn't quite catch it. I'm not sure what you mean. And Aberjam says bottom right corner once you see it. Bottom right corner.
Hello, world.
You lost me there. And President Trump tipped $1. What did he say?
Grab them by the mic hunt.
Oh, jeez. President Trump, you're a horrible, horrible person. But, yeah, you keep doing your job. We're all, well, it's not all too bad there. Unlike in Ireland, we still have our pubs. Well, there you go. There's that. Please print some spaceships. If when you do, which spaceships will you try first? Well, actually, Man of Sand, funny you should ask. I'm working with a 3D modeler, although I haven't heard from him in a couple of days. I'm hoping everything's okay with him because obviously a lot of craziness going on. But he is working with me on a redesign of the official mascot ship of this channel, the USS Anti-Trekker. And once that is done, I'm planning on 3D printing a buttload of those. Mainly to send out to patron supporters and stuff, and then maybe sell a few as well. Commodore agrees. I assume you mean about the craziness, and yeah. All the gamer and model maker and cosplayers will have time to make paint and play the games. That's true. Darth Maul says, I do pest control for a lot of restaurants here in Los Angeles. The owners are zombified when I talk to them. I don't doubt it, man. This would be a horrible time to own a restaurant. Could you imagine if you're someone that just opened up a restaurant? Like you just invested your life savings into opening up a restaurant. Ugh. The last I heard, Virginia governor is resistant to shutting down bars and restaurants. Yeah, but a lot of them are still doing it. Like they haven't forced... directly in Tennessee, although the mayor of Nashville did tell all the big honky-tonks in Nashville to shut down, and they begrudgingly did. T-Berg said the human lemmings are too soft to handle carts of dead bodies going to the cremation pyres of the past plagues. Well, but the thing is that it's not going to be like that. That's the thing. You realize we've had, where do I still have the map? Okay, so far, let me refresh the screen. All right, so far worldwide, there's been 9,869 deaths from the current outbreak of coronavirus. And last year, 35,000 people, wait, what was the numbers? I looked it up earlier, but a huge number of people died from the flu. 34,200 deaths last year from the flu. 16.5 million people going to a healthcare provider because they had the flu so bad. 16.5 million. Track Viewer says New York has closed all bars, restaurants, and schools. Aberjam says, I've said it before, I'll say it again. We won't fully eradicate COVID. It'll become the new common cold and our immune systems will adapt. Well, COVID has been around for a long time. I mean, like I said, SARS was a COVID outbreak, as was MERS, both of which, didn't spread as quickly. The difference with COVID-19 compared to prior iterations is that it's more contagious but less deadly. And let's see. Aberjam says, bottom right for us, your left side. You're losing me though, Aberjam. I'm not what you're talking about as far as what's on my left. Are you talking about the donut? This? Is that what you're talking about? Or are you talking about something else? Fed says, with regards to Trump, he seems to be the most appropriately reflective for people as a leader, bumbling, ineloquent, brash, arrogant, very much American, but still competent. Amazing, but true. I'm checking out a new Frost Pack for space engineers. Ooh, I want to let me know if it's any good. Mr. Trent says, what do you think the odds are of Picard's mind getting put into an android? Oh, I see what you're talking about. I doubt it, but it is definitely a possibility. And shoot, let's sing it. All right, so I'm going to turn off the camera in just a minute because Joshua needs to come up and get Auntie to take her for her walk. Anyway, call me a little crazy. I feel like a leader should reflect their people somewhat. Well, then Trump kind of does, doesn't he? And let me switch cameras. There we go. So are you looking forward to your first post-Japan like inflation $5,000 super chat? Well, only if people can afford to do it. It's okay, Joshua. I turned the camera off so you can come get her. Do you think there are severe measures would survive serious court challenges? Scares me that our government could put lockdown whenever they decide public health is at stake. That's the thing. I don't know. I don't know what the Supreme Court would do right now. Would they say that the common welfare supersedes constitutional rights? And that, I think, is a battle that we truly need to have in the legal system. Imagine those college seniors who play basketball their whole lives for a chance to play in the Final Four. Yeah, now they're not, and then they canceled March Madness. Mr. Trent was asking if you think Picard will get his consciousness transferred into a blank droid. Yeah, I don't know. It's a possibility if Patrick Stewart doesn't want to do a season 2, but honestly, I think that the last episode is going, whatever we're expecting, it's probably not going to be as good as what we're expecting. My Democrat sadist governor made it illegal to be in groups greater than 10 people earlier this week. The left is relishing the control they get to exert right now. And that's scary to me. And it's not, I don't know if it's just the left, because I've seen some Republicans do this as well. But I do not like the idea of, that these are direct violations of the Constitution. And it really does have me nervous. As I work at a florist company, we're just waiting for a list of flowers to all the funeral arrangements we have to do. Wow, that's kind of morbid. To have some of those guys who just open up restaurants, they're building brick walls. Some of our customers have already canceled, and we may have to let someone go. We don't want to. Yeah, that's and businesses have to make those tough calls. I don't even know. So based on worldwide figures, chance of death is 1 in 1 million per capita. Well, oh, you're talking about the green screen is off. Now I get it. Well, come on. There. It's a little off still, but it'll be all right. Thank you, Aberjam. Greetings, turds, birds, and crazy people. Hey, Wes, how you doing? And when does the lockdown begin? I still have to go to work. Well, I don't know. It depends on your area. And Fed throws 50 Australian bucks in. Thank you so much, Fed.
Speaking of not much, but since I'm in something of an opportune position and stable for the long term, figure I'd share the wealth a bit.
Well, I truly, truly appreciate that, Fed, more than I can say. And it does, man, it blows me away. And for those, thank you. Thank you, because it does make a difference for us. And, I'm, as much as I need the help, I know that people like Piano Dean are going to need your help too. Not just you, but anybody that can. So I hope that we manage to raise some funds for him this weekend. But yeah, thank you from the bottom of my heart. But you know the rules.
No, we drink koala beer here. That's the good beer. No, it's not made of koala. It's made of brew. But it's brewed. It's brewed manly.
It's brewed manly?
Like our...
Okay. Let's see. Windows law. I already read that. Your fecking green screen is slanted. Yeah, sorry. Now I got it. Let's see. Tell Josh we said hi. I will when he comes back, if he comes back. I thought I heard something, but I wasn't sure. Tom says, breaking news, Turnstile military locks you down. Don't worry, it's for your safety. Indeed. We actually at Kurdistan, we didn't lock down the citizens of Kurdistan because there actually is 0 cases of the coronavirus in Kurdistan, but we do have the borders sealed for the protection of the Kurdistani citizens. Hey, Auntie. The Fed says truly, a good deed truly never goes unpunished. Well, you know, that's Kuroga for you. Jazz says, what are you printing? The Baby Yoda is great. This is a Baby Groot, actually, to continue the cuteness factor. Oh, hey, Joshua. By the way, they said hi, and they loved your planty puffs. Yeah. And there you go, Auntie. Dinner time for Auntie. And so, and Defiant F15E puts in $10. Thank you so much. And we'll wait for the official announcement. Come on. Wow, it's just running slow today, isn't it? There it is.
Hello, world.
I got him! Great hit! Don't get cocky!
Danger. The emergency destruction system is now activated. The Earth will automatically destruct in T-10 minutes. The option to override automatic destruct will expire in T-5 minutes.
Override, please. I just got a $50 super chat. I don't want everything to blow up now. Excuse me. So yes, so the baby Groot, I'm looking forward to painting because there's more detail in Groot than on Yoda. So I think that'll be a lot of fun. Let's see. I'm not sure. 50 quid or dollars. Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't even know what's a quid. I don't get that. Your currency makes no freaking sense to me. Sorry, fecking sense to me. Watch some of your videos from yesterday. You have media offline flashing every few seconds, along with crackling in the audio. If you get that, that could be if you're doing DaVinci. The media offline usually means something got deleted or moved from its original location that's in your project. Quid is a pound. Okay. So why do you call it quid? That makes no sense to me. The quid is to a pound what a buck is to a dollar. Yeah, but quid? I don't even understand that. These are just getting uncomfortable. I never understood that reference. I mean, so, but yeah, I don't know why. Quid is short for quid pro quo. Okay. Do you think Lore will show up in Picard? I don't know. I was kind of, when we saw Brent Spiner show up in episode 9, I was hoping he was going to be Lore, but unfortunately, no. You don't understand that you'd make a terrible Brit. I never said I would be a great Brit. You've been sitting on Sweet Home Turtistani for a while. You've been playing it. Will you be playing it anytime? I'm going to make a video out of it, but I'm not going to play it as a standalone because I get hit with the copyright on that one really quickly. And on a live stream, they might actually shut down the live stream, so I want to be careful of that. The face on the coin is of quid. Okay. I learned all about quids from the Young Ones. Okay, well, I never watched the Young Ones, so that you got the edge on me there. Well, no more work for me. Hopefully that which the house doesn't block the check, or hopefully that which in the house doesn't block that check, or I'm screwed. That sucks, Thomas. It would be so funny if Q just reset everything in the end. That would be horrible. What if Lore is Sutra? That doesn't make any sense, though. Why? Well, I guess that would make there's your transgender character, I guess. And so British people say and do all kinds of insane stuff. Brexit, having a queen that is paid millions to do nothing. Well, she's not paid millions to do nothing. She's paid millions to do this. Some people here in Canada want this lockdown to go on for 18 months. Why? Number one sci-fi says Amity Trekker, new time for stream. Yes, my schedule is changing. So, the thing is, the schedule is going to be in flux for probably a few weeks. So I don't know what to say. Well, I'm going to work the best I can with. with it. And I did not skip you, Thomas. I read your last comment about the no more work for me, which sucks. So maybe you weren't paying attention, buddy. But man, that sucks. Because a lot of people are in the hole you're in. Let's see. Because they don't want to risk getting the virus. Yeah, well, it's the people. See, people think it's the freaking T virus. Ugh. Is your schedule changing for the better? Well, technically, you could argue it's a better schedule since it's a Monday through Friday schedule and the hours are a little earlier in the day. But it just means everything that I had going, I have to rearrange now. The interplay between Sutta and Soji, which reminds me of lore and data in Descent, kind of. So Soji went along with the elimination of all humanity pretty easily, though. Why is a buck called a buck? I have no idea. I know that it's short for sawbuck, but I don't know where that came from. Tom says, you didn't read my invisible comment and unsubbing. Wow, geez. Okay. Sorry. And Herba said, well said. Well, that's the thing. Don't say nothing unless it's truly nothing. You got to be fair. Max says, I think it is what it is, and infinite diversity and infinite combinations, all hailing frequencies are open. Okay. If the Daystrom Institute had both data and lore as heads, maybe Maddox bought both AIs to AI soon. Well, I could see that. The funny thing is, why didn't they mention lore? Where is lore being stored? Since they had B4 at the Daystrom Institute, why not lore? Commander Center says, I'm back. What's new? Oh, well, lots of people panicking in the streets. Vile Mike is in the house, says, I've been told that since our client are going nuts, I have to work Saturdays for the foreseeable future in addition to the 12-hour days. Oh, and our payroll department is understaffed, so we won't get paid on time. Ah, that sucks, Vile. But at least you will get that overtime whenever they can get around to paying you. So there is that. So be thankful for that, because there are a lot of people that are out of paycheck. Zachary says, how are you? Another thing that sucks is I can no longer go to church, but at least now we have online streaming. Not the same, though. Agreed. Our church has shut down services as well, although we're still streaming online. Obviously, for those of you, I'm going to, during this crisis, I'm going to move the Rational Roundtable stream to the primary channel here so that everybody will have an opportunity if they want to hang out with us during the Rational Roundtable Sunday morning streams and talk about Jesus and God and all that good stuff. All I ask is that if you are not a believer, don't be a dick. That's all I ask. Aberjam says, if all synths are of a twin, Sutra's name Karma. No, it was Jana. Remember, they established that actually. I meant B4 entering, not data. Okay. Apparently, Michael Shabana's wife wrote the latest episode 9. This guy is a Pulitzer and Hugo Award winner. What the F? Yeah, no kidding. Michael Chabon, a lot of people were excited about him taking over Picard, but quite frankly, not impressed at all with his work. Raffi gave Soji a phaser. I predict a Nebula. Like Nebula killing herself in Avengers Endgame, Soji will end up using the gun to kill Sutra, foreshadowing. That could be. Enter a $10 bill because the X-shaped ends of a sawbuck look like the Roman numeral for 10. Okay. That still makes no sense to me, but okay. I just copy and paste my questions so they catch on me. Okay. We have mandatory overtime by employer right now to compensate for the 2 Filipino centers shutting down. Oh, man. Okay, so yeah, because you work at a call center, customer service. I bet you're glad you work from home, actually. Lore was reactivated by Section 31 and sent back in time to make YouTube videos and play hookers without client confidentiality. I think you're right about that.
Hello, world.
I got it! Great kid! Don't get cocky!
When is Data going to actually play Data? Real Data. Not Dream Data, not Uncle Data, but Data as promised. Data. 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 CBS, you suck.
I am a little disappointed that we never got Data. You're right. Zachary says, I like part 1 of the Picard finale for the most part, But I get why the one synth died. A synth shouldn't die by stabbing through the eye. Well, apparently that's where the reset button is. Darren says, I do not work in customer service. I'm a tech. Oh, pardon me. Do you not get calls from customers to fix their various problems? I mean, I get it. You're tech support as opposed to frontline customer service. But yeah, I get you. Whatever. All right, guys. So I am going to wrap it up there because I'm tired. It's been a long ass day, and I'll probably be streaming about this time tomorrow night. We'll have some fun tomorrow. We'll do a Friday night game night because I think we could all use a little bit of fun. Man, boy, that's an understatement. And so you guys take care. Have a good one, and everybody but Darren. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. I'm kidding, Darren. I'm kidding. Kind of. And Vile, the game night will probably be around, depending on how it goes at work, probably starting around 7:30 or so Central Standard Time.
Making your way with the nerds today takes everything you've got.
And, and Thomas will be Trek Quiz or Jackbox. I don't know yet. We may do a mix and match. Just kind of depends on. We'll let it go. We'll see how everybody's feeling tomorrow because I think we just need to cut loose, have some fun, and stop stressing over crap.
Taking a break from hating JJ sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to just get laid? Sometimes you wanna go where all the Trekkies know your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be in a galaxy where Star Trek isn't lame. You wanna go where everybody knows your name. Turds of a feather flock together, that's what we believe. We know a place that's got you covered, a place to get relief. Wouldn't you like to say me blue? Sometimes you wanna go where Turnisteadies know your name, and all Kurogans are to blame. You wanna be where you can see Kuroga go up in flames. You wanna go where everybody knows your name.
You son of a bitch, anti-tracker!